Find us on TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
What's going on, everyone? So we finished up first Vikings preseason game. JJ McCarthy, 2 touchdowns. I thought he did phenomenal. Dallas Turner had a sack. Theo Jackson looked great. Bobby McCain, excellent debut for the Vikings. Tristan Jackson showed up phenomenally. I think he's gonna eventually climb up this ladder for the wide receiver room. Kenny, very good burst in the run. I think he's gonna eventually conceal that running back 3 spot, but to me, he just needs more looks at the running back spot because right now they got him on special teams. And don't get me wrong, he's an excellent return man, whether it's, punts or kicks. The guy's got 3 return kicks for touchdowns under his belt. I think with this new kickoff rule, hey, I think he can get even more. It's just, matter of time if he can get into open space or not. I really like what they're doing with the Vikings defense. I think coming into this season, I think the Vikings have a 6 to 7 win ratio. It all depends on quarterback play, though. It depends on if Darnold can be decent, if he's got the protection, because the protection is going to go a long way with him. As long as he can be comfortable in the pocket, I think the ceiling would be 8 wins. Could be an 8-win team. As long as he's comfortable in the pocket, I think this offense can thrive. You brought in Aaron Jones. Hawkinson's going to be coming back, so you're going to have him. You brought back Dalton Renzer, who I think is going to help out on the offensive line tremendously. And then you got JJ McCarthy in the helm. The only thing that concerns me this year is the corner room for our secondary. That's about it. Levi, hell of a debut in the preseason game. Our boy came up with the sack. Your thoughts on that preseason game, Colin?
What's going on, Darren? Hey, I was at work when that game was going on, but I did get to watch some of the highlights, so I didn't get into too many of the specific things. So whatever you saw on YouTube is what I saw for the most part. Yeah, I heard Levi had a nice little sack there, a little pressure. I like that. Again, that kind of goes back to his draft day and his kind of commitment and wanting to be a part of this team. And those are the kind of guys that you need right now, especially coming in the next season with our salary cap stuff. We can get some of these guys in there that are definitely younger and hungry. I think that will definitely play a role. I don't think there's any question who the number 3 wide receiver is anymore. And I think that Darnold looked really solid in this one series. He was definitely completing some passes. He's got the arm. I said all along he's got the arm. And this was without Jefferson. I don't know, was Addison in I didn't. Again,
Yeah,
I didn't get to
he
see it.
played in the
But
first quarter. Darnold was able to get the ball to him. Not for that many yards, which is fine. He had some reps, but I know Chandler. He went to him twice, and he had 2 drops. So I think the only thing he needs to really work on is being able to catch the ball in the backfield and in the open space.
still there? Oh,
Yep. He had 1 catch that would have been good for a touchdown, but he ended up dropping it. But there's room to improve that for Chandler.
yeah. I think the one thing that people need to understand about the preseason is that they're not going to show any teams any kind of
Right.
big plays or any kind of. I mean, they're not trying to go out there and put a game plan out there. I think they may run a few more. Oh yes, yes, Mr.
Gilmore's
Bell, he
coming.
is coming.
Yep.
He better not leave that room on Monday. Yes, I mean, I don't know how many times me and you have talked about that. Mr. Gilmore does not need to be leaving
So
Ian come
speaking of
Monday.
Gilmore, he posted a cryptic message, basically giving all of his praise to Flores for jump-starting his career. That lets me know right there he's going to be a Viking.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, don't get me wrong. This isn't like reinventing the wheel. It's not as though he's in the peak of his career right now. But I saw a little bit of McLaughlin making a couple of plays and stepping up. Like, I think the defense
That
is
was
definitely
amazing.
what. Yeah, I mean, I told you about McLaughlin too. When they signed him as a free agent, I don't know what it is about Quasi. I don't know. Maybe you need to have like I'm the GM of the first 3 rounds. You can hire me, Quasi. I work on commission. Just have me work the first 2 rounds, and you seem to be a stud at getting late round and undrafted rookies rated. You seem to find those guys pretty well. But I'm here. I'm available. I'm here. I can take a couple of days off and help you out with that. And I saw Turner made a nice sack there too. So I think a
Also,
lot of Go ahead.
Bobby McCain had a nice debut. Hell of a hit. I want to see more physicality out of him.
Well, I think he's a Flores guy, and I think that was one of the big reasons why they brought him in because McCain was with him in Miami. I don't think he was in New England, but I know he's with him in Miami for sure. So yeah, McLaughlin definitely has some fire in him. I mean, I know that they don't necessarily have like the star-studded corners yet, and I think that if anything for guys like McLaughlin, especially with the Booth move, thank God for that.
Right.
I think another man's trash is another man's treasure, and if Zimmer can do something with Booth and Dallas, and whatever, that's fine. He was a square peg in a round hole here, so he just didn't live up to expectations, and maybe the
Hey,
big guy that we got from Dallas in return. Sure, let's see what we can do.
that's fine. He's got eye patch Zim. More power to him.
Yeah. Well, maybe him and Zimmer can go and shoot some deer in the offseason. I don't know. Yeah. No. Oh, that boy, McCarthy. Wow. I know he
Yep.
threw the pick, and honestly, in a kind of a sadistic way, I was kind of happy that McCarthy threw a pick because sometimes seeing how a guy reacts after making a mistake, that kind of shows you the kind of tenor and the trade of how a
Right.
guy is going to react when and be like, nope, on to the next series, on the next play. Threw a nice strike for that first touchdown, found the wide open guy in the second touchdown. But again, Darnold looked great. I mean, he should be the starter. There's not a question. I mean, even if it's for the whole year, like I don't really care.
Right.
Like they need to bring along they need to bring him along slowly and take a lesson from the Packers, tree of success. I mean, we haven't had that and they have. So take a little bit of
I
time, or
agree.
even if it's just for 1 year. I mean, Mahomes went on after 1 year. Oh, this guy over here.
What's going on, Sully?
What's going on, Colin? What's up, Darren?
Not much, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So I guess you didn't catch the game, huh?
It was an incredible
Highlights.
day
I was working on it, but yeah.
I'll be honest with you. The Vikings played real well once Justin Jefferson in the third quarter got on and started talking to the he was mic'd up, so he started talking.
Yeah, him talking to Paul Allen was fucking gold.
That was gold. I'm just like, man, they should just keep him on the microphone all the time. Shit.
Yeah, they should have him mic'd up when the game's going too.
They should. I guess the game against Philly is going to be Kevin O'Connell's going to be mic'd up. So you remember
Nice.
Kevin O'Connell? He went up to him, just like, I thought you were talking to yourself there for a minute.
Maybe I was.
Right.
But yeah. Go ahead.
No, well, you said you didn't catch the game. You caught the highlights. What did you think from what you saw?
Again, like Darnold looked smooth. McCarthy, and I was telling Darren the same thing. I was like, I was kind of happy that he threw a pick because you kind of see how a guy can turn the page and move on to the next series. And he ended up throwing two nice. Well, the first touchdown pass, that was a nice dart. That was beat coverage. That was a nice dart. The other one was the guy was pretty wide open, but the first one to Tristan Jackson, I was like, wow, that is what I want to see from that first round pick. That was perfect. So.
Right.
Also, this sheds a lot of light on Tristan Jackson. I think he has the potential to move up that ladder.
Correct.
Like
number five wide receiver. Yeah.
It just goes to show how much untapped potential we got in our depths.
No,
the Vikings as an organization have never had a problem identifying wide receiver talent. They know how to find it, and let's keep it going. Keep going with the same thing.
I agree, Robert.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I can't wait.
The only thing is that I wish that McCarthy could have thrown to like Addison, but he didn't get that opportunity. Yeah. It would have been kind of great, but
Hey, don't
honestly
worry.
trying to find that number 3 wide receiver is more important. Those 3 and 4 wide receivers, to get them exposed and to get them exposure and to get them out there and finding somebody that you can truly have as that 3 or 4 is great.
Right.
Hey, don't worry. And there's talking about for his court date coming up in October. Addison, we're talking about here. Don't worry. If he's convicted, he'll have 6 months to complete the longest yard tube. He'll have enough room and he'll have enough practice, and he'll come out just guns blazing in November.
Right. It'd just be nice if somebody can get in his ear and just tell him to stop doing dumb shit. I mean, he wasn't drinking.
I think he's going to figure it out.
He was on the side of the road with the keys in the ignition, and he was drunk. Stupid move.
I agree.
He needs to get somebody in his corner in his camp to get in his ear and tell him no, don't do that shit.
You need to get Chris Carter off of ripping on Skip Bayless and get him in Addison's ear. I'm fine with that.
Right, just get him in his ear, just like, no, don't do it. That's dumb shit. You're gonna mess up your money. No, don't. Mm-hmm. Gotta move better, but he'll learn.
Also, I was very impressed by the run game. There's a couple of big runs I saw a big one from Chandler. Saw obviously the touchdown run from Kene Nwangwu. Nwangwu's playing like he wants to be on the team.
Yeah,
I mean, he could be that third back. And I have zero problem with that.
Yep.
Also, I was hearing a lot of disgruntles from the Viking fans asking why McBride didn't get a lot of touches. Well,
I mean, how many touches are you going to give a guy? You're running the most vanilla offense on earth. Right. You're not trying to show other teams what your game time is. What I mean, he was a 7th round pick and he was a practice squad player last year. I mean, this isn't like Ty Chandler, who was first and averaging 10, 15 yards a carry during the preseason, and then was the only explosive back we had last year. Like, I said all along they should play Chandler more last year, but they felt like monetarily they
Oh,
needed to be
Marcus.
giving the ball more to Madison. So
Right.
just
That's
because you
true.
have money on some guy doesn't mean he's not the best. So
And McBride might get his opportunity still. I mean, there's Aaron Jones is not a he's not a young guy. He's kind of a seasoned back. So I mean, the possibility of him getting injured that's a possibility. I don't think he's going to stink it up, but he might get injured. So that might
I think
open the
Jones
door
is
for
going to
him to
be a
get
killer.
some touches. So I hope he doesn't get injured, but McBride not touching the ball, getting these snaps, that's a possibility still down the road. But
I just hope McBride doesn't get cut. I'd rather lose Gaskin than McBride. That's just me, though.
Man, Flores, what's his name? Flores loves Gaskin, and I don't know why. I just don't see what they see in
Probably
him.
because
But
of the stint he had with them in Miami, the Miami connection.
yeah,
the only problem I had with today's game was the defense really looked lethargic. They looked like they're playing a lot of zone and prevent defense. Maybe it's just me. That's just how I saw it. The secondary seemed like
it's
getting carved up a little bit. So
it's preseason. I'm not too concerned about it. And again, I think very similar to how the offense is vanilla. This is Flores. This is Mr. Blitz. Like they're not going to show any exotic schemes. They're just going to be like, okay, we're going to run a first down and 10, and we stopped them for 3 yards, and then we're going to go for 4, and then they're going to get a 5 yard pass, and they're going to get a first down. Like I wouldn't
that,
read a whole lot
that's
into that.
I guess that's true. I guess if it's played like this during week one, then I guess we should be concerned. That's
Correct.
true. Because
If we cannot beat Daniel Jones in week one, we've got a serious problem. So
because you don't. I guess that's true. You don't want your best players getting hurt in the preseason and then miss
no.
4 or 5 weeks or probably the whole season because of a stupid injury during preseasons. That's true.
Yep.
That is true.
I wouldn't worry about it. So how about that Will Reichard though? Game-winning kick. How about that Will Reichard?
Came in
Right.
clutch today.
We got a kicker that didn't miss the extra point and did not miss the field goal, so that was pretty.
He had a kick block, but that was it.
Right. And he does
That's not on the kicker.
He does not look like a kicker. He does not look like a kicker. He looks like a small safety or something. He does not look like a kicker.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at him.
Well, dude, that punter, man, there was a cackle he made on a play. I was like, damn, he Debo'd that punt returner. Holy cow. Crushed that guy.
So
Vernon, I think, is the punter's name. Yeah.
Yep.
How do you think the quarterback depth should be based off what you saw today? I mean, I thought Nick Mullins was going to play. They had Jaron Hall playing, which kind of surprised me.
I think the quarterback room should be Darnold, McCarthy, and Hall.
Okay, I agree.
Get Nick Mullins.
I might lean Mullins over Hall. Because I feel like here's the thing with Mullins being a guy who's played in the NFL, I feel like if you have a guy like that as either the backup or the third stringer, you have experience there. Hall, I think you could sneak onto the practice squad.
Yeah.
Because you do need some. I mean, even if it's the third stringer, you need a veteran. I don't necessarily like Mullins, but he at least is a guy who has led a team before.
Sam Darnold, I guess you can't say he's your veteran, but he's got years. He's a seasoned quarterback, so.
I think Darnold could have a good year. I've been on the Darnold train for a while. I think he could have a Baker Mayfield like year.
Okay.
Could make some money, maybe with us for one more year and then throw McCarthy in. But the way McCarthy looked, I think he's primed for next year. I think he's ready.
I agree with that. I think there's all kinds of openings in the running back room under Jones.
Yeah.
What's really crazy about the whole thing is McCarthy won't really get the opportunity this season, possibly, unless Darnold really stinks it up during the regular season or he gets hurt. It's one of the two. To throw to Addison and Justin Jefferson. So, I mean, that's kind of build chemistry.
I mean, when you're
2 stars.
I mean, with Darnold, I mean, again, we go back to the best receiver he ever had, other than being a backup, was the guy who changed his name from Robbie to Chosen.
Exactly.
That's been his best weapon in his career. Come on. You go and you get Addison, Jefferson, Hawkinson, Aaron Jones. That's way better than you've had. You got 2 bookend tackles blocking for you. So
That's true.
At this rate, I'll even take Naylor over Chosen.
Naylor.
oh, Jalen Naylor, man, he's finally staying healthy.
Hey,
I think
hey,
the writing's been on the wall.
even Tristan Jackson after today, I'll take him over Chosen.
Yeah. So I guess he wouldn't be chosen to be on the team. God, that was
Right.
terrible. I'm sorry.
Oh, did you also hear that he signed with the Niners? The Niners got chosen.
Were they chosen though? I feel like I would have had Daniel LaRusso more than chosen. I'm just putting it out there. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just slinging the dad jokes today. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
All had 3 batted down passes in a short amount of time. Mullins threw for 400 in the game last year.
That's what. That's why I said you got to keep Mullins.
Let's not forget the 4 picks.
He threw. Wasn't that the game against Detroit? He threw for 400.
Yeah,
Yes.
Let's
Yeah.
And Jefferson had over 200 yards receiving in that game too.
What's crazy? He had 1,000 yards. Only played in like 8 games. How crazy is that? What has he played? 8, 9 games and had over 1,000 yards. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's not crazy. It's Justin Jefferson.
It is.
Simple as that.
But I mean, at the same time, I'm not surprised that he was able to throw for 400 against the Lions. I mean, it's the Lions.
Right. Even Addison.
Hey, hold on now. They were 1/2 away from the Super Bowl.
Even
Same old Lions.
Even Addison had 2 good games against the Lions. So I mean, he also torched Alexander, in what was it, that week where Kirk Cousins got hurt. So
I mean,
Yep.
it just goes to show, like, our future Hall of Famers, our current Hall of Famers, our current players all have success against the Lions. You can go on and on and on with names.
It's a very good point.
But the Lions still think that they're going to win the division this year. I mean,
last
It wouldn't stun me. It wouldn't stun me if they did. Not at all.
I could see them. I can see them getting pegged down a bit from the Packers. I could see the Packers bumping up.
right.
Don't say that too loud. I don't need Bill coming on here. Don't do it.
But I mean, it's a slight bit.
I mean,
Darren, you're going to lose your status here if you keep talking like that.
Hey, all it takes. I'm gonna say this right now. All it takes is for Aaron Jones to go down. I mean, not Aaron Jones. Dylan. All it takes for Dylan to go down, and that goes down dramatically.
Dylan, are you talking about Jacobs? You mean?
Well, that's if Jacobs is already down.
He's already hurt? Wow.
No, I'm saying if he gets injured in the season and they have to rely on Dylan, all it takes is for Dylan to go down.
Well, according to every Packers fan, Josh Jacobs is the top 5 running back in the league. So he had 1/2 of one good season. That's it.
See, I like how they always throw it out there. Well, Aaron Jones is injury prone. Have you not seen your current running back?
Did you not watch the game against the Cowboys in the playoffs?
Yep. They forgot that.
Sorry. I guess so.
Hey, Bo Richards had a great game.
Yes.
Nice, solid depth right there.
Yes, he did.
I don't know who he is. What did he do? I'm sorry. I told you I watched a limited game.
He had a sack.
Yeah,
nice.
It was like he stacked him and he was falling backwards while doing it.
Oh, nice. How did Gabe Murphy do? I didn't see any of the game. How did Gabe Murphy do?
I didn't really see too much like highlights on him, so I think it was like more of they had what's his face out there from the Giants, that Ward. They had him.
Jihad Ward.
Yeah, they had him out there.
Well, Ward, I feel like they're making Ward more into a defensive tackle than they are. Like he's like a pass rushing defensive tackle. more so than an outside rusher.
They had him on the outside.
Well, they did.
Yeah, I was like, so we're not gonna see Gabe Murphy though. That's cool.
Hey, Sully, are your kids having like a Paw Patrol marathon in the background there? What's going on?
He's playing on his iPad, making all sorts of noise.
Three sacks.
Okay.
He had 3 sacks. That kid did.
Hold on. Let me
Richter had 3 sacks. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. That works. I like that. Gotta love the vanilla sacks are count both always, so that works.
It also helps having Jefferson on the mic.
He might have a future in broadcasting once he gets done with his football career. I'll tell you what.
After he gets done smoking the Lions for 20 plus years, he'll have a nice spot at the Vikings commentary table.
Well, him and PA, it's like it would be like cheerleader central with those two, though. PA has no problem getting out there and being a homer. I love PA.
Did you guys catch the Bears game?
Yeah, I did. I know. Trubisky for the first half before they actually scored was lighting them up, and then finally that lit something under the Bears, and they held them to 6 points.
How did Caleb, in your opinion, because I didn't catch it, how did Caleb Williams?
He had 97 yards, and I mean that's it.
You think from what you saw, does he look like he could possibly be a repeat of Justin Fields, or you think he'll be better?
I think he can be better, but I mean at the same time he's playing the Bills defense.
He's always been a guy who's thrown the ball better than Fields.
Right.
He's a better thrower of the ball than Fields. There's no getting around that. But
right.
Whether he can get out of his own way when it comes to throwing the ball into places is going to be the question with him. So.
Right.
Were you able to see his nails to see if he had like painted nails, or see if he brought a purse for the game, or?
No, I think he was more of that fucking that clear polish for the game.
Okay.
And he didn't get crypto gel before the game. Metaphor you?
No,
he didn't get crypto gel.
He had that clear shit on.
Okay.
Yeah, crypto gel. Crypto gel. It's better for you.
He had that shit on, and then I'm pretty sure he had eyeliner, and then he had fucking gloss on his lips.
He's not trying to be a future cat lady now, is he?
Damn.
Yikes.
Damn.
I see him.
Best Bears QB is a threesome. Wow. Okay.
That's great.
Maybe he was channeling his inner Sid Luckman. But I think if you were to ask Caleb Williams, there's no way he would know who Sid Luckman is. So.
Oh, man.
I mean, Sid still holds the record for the most passing yards in a game with 98.
So let me ask you guys a question. What do you think of the kickoff? That seemed really weird to me. I still had a hard time just like looking at that and like,
what's going on, Rob?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's going on, Rob?
Well, hello, Mr. Rob Aspels. How are we doing today, buddy?
Oh, well, I've had a really busy day. I've been doing yard work at my buddy's place, cutting some tree branches down from some stuff that fell during a storm, and got done doing my yard. I did take some time to try to watch that preseason game. So, what do you guys think?
I don't know, Rob. What did you think? What did you think of Caleb Williams' clear nail polish? we were just having a discussion about what nail salon he went to before he went to the game, and maybe it was right next to Robert Kraft's massage parlor. Maybe he just got a 2-for-1 on it. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I like what Chicago is trying to do, but until they prove to me that they're still not just the Bears, I want to see it. I'll believe it when I see it. That's all I'm going to say about the Chicago Bears right now.
So he's going for midnight. So he's going for midnight blue for his nails for the next game. Heard. Okay.
I think
Right.
Mike Tirico kind of hinted that the Bears' offensive line still kind of looks suspect. They weren't
Oh,
good
absolutely.
with pass protection.
Yeah,
They weren't doing good
there's
at
a
all.
lot of people that hate the new kickoff rules.
Oh yeah, the new kickoff rule. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I'm not sure I like that. So
I don't either. I don't.
I was originally thinking that would be a chance for a guy like Hennig Longwood to really, showcase what he's capable of doing and actually make him an asset. But after seeing it, I don't know if that's really the ticket to go. Let me mute myself while these my notifications are loading here. Quick, let me mute myself so it's not so annoying.
He didn't return kicks at all today, if my memory serves me right. I don't remember.
No, they had him at running back.
Yeah, they had him doing running back stuff. So
I think the kickoffs are going to be a work in progress. It's like an omelet breaking eggs, like right now. I think everybody's still trying to figure out exactly what kind of strategy they're going to use with it. So I think this is an unfair representation of what it's going to be. I think it's mainly meant to keep contact down on guys that are taking a 50-yard run and just scrambling somebody's head. So I think they'll work out the kinks of it, and we'll see a little bit more. So.
right, unless you have Devin Hester or Deion Sanders type guys returning kicks,
or
speeds,
Ed Reed.
Yeah, right. Then it's just like those
that
works for you.
I mean, is Cordero Patterson still unsigned? I don't know. I always liked him on the Vikings.
I would take him back in a heartbeat.
Right.
I never liked that we let him go. I never liked that. Just because Zimmer was stubborn doesn't mean that he wasn't an athlete. He's been a problem when he's been on other teams. So
right, and look where Zimmer's at right now, back in Dallas.
Hey, Zimmer let him go. He was an asset. He let Carlson go. Carlson was an asset.
Oh, don't bring up Dan Carlson. Don't bring him up. No. You trade up draft assets and then you drop them. Are you kidding me? Come on now.
Hey, and then there's rumors circulating that Dalvin's interested in reuniting with Zimmer in Dallas. So I'll let you there, Dalvin.
But I'm surprised Dalvin Cook is not even playing on a team. That kind of surprised me a little bit. And I thought Dallas would be a good fit for him. I would take him over.
Dalvin is cooked. Ezekiel Elliott can't even get through a drill. Ezekiel Elliott can't even make it through a drill.
That's what I'm saying. I would take Dalvin Cook over him any day. Any day.
Yeah, 100%.
Ezekiel needs an ECV that just says pimp walk on it because that's about as much as he can do right now.
But that's Jerry Jones running the team, making the calls on who's going to bring in. And I mean,
did you guys watch that? Did you watch that interview? Did you watch that interview with Jerry Jones when they asked him about re-signing CeeDee Lamb? Oh my God, you got to be kidding me.
He's like, he's basically throwing it out like, I don't have any intentions on signing these guys right now at the moment. It's like, why would you want to get that done?
He's like Al Davis right now.
Whoever is related to him needs to step in. It's like dad, grandpa, uncle, whoever. Step away. Let me get this.
He did?
Steelers.
Oh my God.
Man,
what was that?
Cordell signed with the
Steelers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Not your day.
Summer.
Yeah, he said. He said CD's not a priority.
He's not a priority. Well, you know who else isn't a priority? You, Jerry Jones.
You know who else isn't a priority on that team? Ezekiel Elliott.
I mean, that goes to show you. I mean, what was it? Jimmy Johnson won a Super Bowl and was forced out. Basically fired.
Look at it this way.
He was the brains.
They had an opportunity to bring in Derrick Henry, and instead they chose the Make-A-Wish running back.
It makes me wonder if Derrick Henry really didn't want to go to Dallas. I mean, going to Baltimore, that's a perfect fit for him. That's a perfect fit for him.
He showed interest in wanting to go to Dallas, and Jerry Jones said no.
But he'll bring back Ezekiel Elliott. That makes
Right.
sense.
Right.
I'm just amazed at the fact that CD Lamb could publicly show displeasure with Jerry Jones and there's not bigger ramifications for him, because normally anybody from the Cowboys that's on the Cowboys that dares to say anything against the almighty God down there, which is Jerry Jones, the king, the queen, and the dictator, things don't end well for them normally.
Right. But that'd probably be a good thing for him, though, if that were to be the case.
Right.
Hey, Jerry started that though. That comment he made about not having CDB a priority, that's on Jerry. That's not on CD.
Now, if
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb
CD just
were-
responded. That's on Jerry.
If CeeDee Lamb were to leave Dallas, be a good fit for him. Buffalo.
Yeah, you have a point. You have a point. Buffalo would be a good landing spot. I'm thinking Kansas City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, you get him out of the conference. You get him into somebody that has been a known contender and a champion and stuff like that. And to be honest, I don't think anybody's going to make the argument that Patrick Mahomes doesn't need more weapons in the receiving game right now. Right?
How about this? I'll do y'all one better.
Okay.
How about the Chargers?
Oh, Herbert.
How about the Chargers?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Ravens.
I feel like the Ravens are grooming Zay Flowers to be the guy there, and Bateman is healthy. I don't know if they're going to do a whole lot with that.
Don't they have money problems? Aren't the Ravens in cap hell right now? Or am I wrong?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Well, if CeeDee Lamb wants to win a Super Bowl, Kansas City make the most sense.
True.
If it's all about money, then yeah, that would be a different story. I would want a Super Bowl ring. That's what I'd be going for if I was in his shoes.
Well, if I was CD, he's not going to get it in Dallas. So
yeah, you're not going to get in Dallas. I'd go for the Super Bowl ring.
Hate to break the news to you. How about San Francisco? That might be not a bad one once everybody starts going.
Or Houston.
If he went to Houston, man, and that team does not win the Super Bowl, I am calling such
right.
Hey, they're my dark horse in the AFC right now, anyways. Even without CD, they're my dark horse.
Houston's my dark horse to dethrone Kansas City.
Yeah, that wouldn't stun me. Going and getting Daniil and yikes.
Or Cincinnati.
Totally based on Joe Burrow being healthy.
Since
totally based on him.
But I mean, since he's having problems right now with keeping Higgins, they're trying to work some shit out.
Right, that's why I say trade him. Trade Higgins. Bring in CD Lamb.
Higgins for Lamb. Interesting.
Yeah.
Or make a trade. Make that trade.
If you're the Bengals, you'd have to throw in a first with that.
Then Higgins will be really upset that he's gone, and he would probably curse out Cincinnati.
I think he'd be more. Sully, I think he'd be more upset that he's going to Dallas.
Right, Jerry Jones.
Oh, hey, here's a good one. Here's a good one. You know that's valid.
I'll tell you where he's
don't
going.
think he's going anywhere. Chase.
I don't think he's going here.
Hey, I got something funny. I every time we talk about Jerry Jones,
I'll take Jamar Chase any day.
Oh yeah,
we're not getting Jamar Chase. Stop this. Stop this madness.
Hey. I could see it happening if Addison gets convicted and he's wearing the orange jumpsuit and he's starting in the longest yard too.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. The slowest yard. He'll be falling asleep in the car before that happens.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because earlier today on the noon show, we were just talking about that. So he's charged with a .08, which is right at the legal limit. And most cops wouldn't even issue a charge. I mean, I really honestly think any kind of a decent lawyer that he gets, that's getting reduced to public intox. And then because he wasn't even moving, he was sitting and parked. It's probably like improper parking on a road or something. And even if he does get a suspension, his court date's like at the end of October. So we were just saying it's probably going to be next year that he misses the game. I don't even think he'll miss anything this year, if I'm perfectly honest.
I heard there was a rumor though that he was watching Undisputed on his phone and Skip Bayless's last episode, and that's what put him to sleep on the freeway.
Or
He was
cause
watching
him to
Skip
drink.
Bayless.
I
Yeah,
mean, if
maybe
anything's going
all
to
of the
either put
above.
you to sleep or cause you to drink, it's watching them idiots. So,
Well, that particular idiot, but yes.
I mean, Shannon Sharp,
Skippy.
Skip, them guys, oh, man. I tell you what. Hey, I wanted to ask you guys a question since I got on here, and I do apologize for showing up late. We had a lot of stuff going on. Have we discussed yet? And I understand not all the starters played, and especially on defense, the guys that are projected to start, especially at corner, didn't play very long. How much trouble are we going to be in at corner?
Not after Monday, we won't be.
I mean,
Well, yeah, if Gilmore signs that solves it. But I'm just saying, what do you honestly think of that?
As of right now, it concerns me. Seeing what Evans has been doing, that concerns me, and then the boneheaded play by Byron Murphy, missing tackles. It's like, come on, dude.
But at the
I
same
know
time,
again, like yeah, go ahead.
at the same time, it seemed like even the Raiders defense seemed really methodic. They weren't aggressive, and I don't know. It has to do with the hit tackling rule that they put down. The teams just start kind of laying off a little bit. I don't know.
I think they were bound and determined to have a game like their regular season game was last year. I mean, that was such a bone chilling, spine tingling game that ended with the Vikings kicking a field goal to totally win that game 3-0 in the last minute of the game. I mean, I think they were bound and determined to make it as exciting as that regular season matchup was. But no, I think
they had that marked on the calendar.
I know. Hey, that was a bulletin board game. No, but I think again, this goes back to what I was talking about before, Rob, which is I don't think they're putting any like exotic blitzes or any kind of it's all vanilla in the preseason. I don't think they're trying to put anything out there for any other team to look at. I think they're just playing basics, seeing if maybe some guys step up and make big plays. I think the guy I was telling him about that I really like is McLaughlin. I think that guy is going to be there. I think with them signing Shaq Griffin and assumably Gilmore, I think they're just kind of running the string with those veterans, but maybe mixing some of these guys in that are the younger guys, whether it's McLaughlin, whether it's Gabe Murphy, whether it's Levi Reg. I mean, just any of these guys. But I think putting Gilmore just in the defensive room, having been an NFL Defensive Player of the Year at one point, having the familiarity with Flores, I think nothing can be better than having them there. I think a couple of years ago when we had Peterson, I was all gung ho on PP back then, and I'm all gung ho on Gilmore now. I mean, he's not the same guy he was, but he would immediately be the best cornerback on our team if we were to sign him.
Well, and the other thing
is,
I honestly feel we're going to have a hell of a pass rush this year, and you can't put stock into one preseason game, but I'm telling you what, I really think we got a real one in Dallas Turner. And you mentioned Levi Drake Rodriguez, even being that late 7th round pick, I'm for that guy. And he made a splash play too that I saw that today and everything right up the gut. I mean, got himself a sack and everything. And then you look at like the undrafted, we once again got the top undrafted free agent with Murphy and whatever. I'm for these guys. I mean, I hope they all fucking make the team.
Not even that, but Bo Rickers, the 3 sacks.
Yeah, I mean,
Rob, I said all along, Kwesi can hire me as his first, second, and third round GM because he always finds guys late. We've had this conversation before. I can be the first, second, and third round pick. I literally do mock drafts 50 times a day, and Darren knows I'm already ready for next draft. Bring it on. Get me Deion Walker. Get me Tyler Booker, the guard from Alabama. Let's go.
You know what I did like in the game? That hit that Bobby McCain hit on the.
We talked about that earlier.
Oh my gosh! he lit him up. I was like,
lit him up, and it was a pass breakup. Unfortunately, it went right out of bounds. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty fucking. That's the kind of shit you got to do if you want to make the team, though.
hey, you know what?
You got to be laying the wood like that.
He's not even like in a second or third string for safety. He's like fifth or sixth or something like that. He's like way back.
He's he's special teams. I mean, a lot of these guys that they sign, if they can spark the special teams, you can have them on the team, and then you can just. I think one thing about the pass rush that I think is going to be very unique. You can't just line every offensive lineman up on Daniil Hunter. There's going to be 3, 4, 5 different guys that are going to step in and get sacks, and I think that is supremely important. I think Metellus could end up with 5 sacks this year. That wouldn't stun me. And I think Cashman could end up with 3 or 4. Like,
hey, Colin, did you see where it was that not Insta Stats? I can't remember who it was, but that during a 3 months ago, they were listing cornerbacks who had the most pressures and everything on Twitter. And Josh Metellus quote tweets him. He's like, "Ain't no way. You know, how am I getting disrespected? I know I had more than that." They turned right around and responded, "Yeah, we listed you as something like a slot, or it was some
a hybrid."
And they're like, "You had 13 more pressures than any defensive back that we had in the league." And it's like, yep, that's our Swiss Army knife. Josh Metellus right there plays every position there is. You know,
I mean, I think he wants. I think without the certainty of having a number 1 cornerback, I think our element of surprise on how these guys' versatility is going to be what surprises offenses in the NFL. You don't know where these guys are coming. You don't know what position they're playing. It's almost positionless football. I think if you have enough guys that are athletic and can move around, I don't care if some guy has the certain stats. I mean, we could have Rashawn Gary. Wait, no, never mind. We could have Rashawn Gary, the greatest. Just ask any Packer. Greatest defensive end of all time, Rashawn Gary.
Just wait. In 4 years, he's going to be awesome. You know, it only takes 4 years to develop one of them guys.
Well, it only takes 4 years for him to be the next Reggie White.
Right?
Yeah. Rashawn Gary is like the Benjamin Button of football players. He was really great in high school. He was in college. I mean, all he's got to do is turn it around. I mean, he's going to finish his career in the UFL, and he's going to have 100 sacks this season.
Maybe even
He'll be 43 years old, and he's going to be sacking A.J. McCarron 10 times a game, and he's going to break every UFL record of all time. And then he'll go to Canada, and he'll sack Doug Flutie's son 15 times.
Hey, be careful, Colin. Otherwise, Butchin's going to come on here, and hell's going to, Hell Ruckus will be on here, so.
Oh, that's a shame.
If he did come on, that would be hilarious, though.
Man, that Rashawn Gary. Oh, man. Best defensive end of all time. Rashawn Gary. Man, oh, man. What a draft. Rashawn Gary and Darnell Savage. Best 2 draft picks of all time. They put Tony Mandrich to shame. Man, I'll tell you what. Oh. Great.
Oh man.
So let me ask you a serious question, though, Colin. What do you think? Okay, so we pretty much have a 1A and a 1B for a wide receiver 1 with Jefferson and Addison. And in terms of a wide receiver 2, really it's a tight end, because when Hawkinson's back, you know he's that one of the big 3 in that rotation. What do you feel going forward with anything you've seen in camp or today, even between Brandon Powell, Tristan Jackson, Lucky Jackson, and anybody else that we've got on this team? What do you feel we're going to do for wide receiver 3, 4, and 5?
The guy who's shining and staying healthy is a guy we've talked about many times before, and his name is Jalen Naylor. He is finally healthy. He has looked great in practice. He looked great again today. He finds a way to get open. The number 3 wide receiver spot to me it's case closed. It's done. He's number 3. When it comes to the number 4 or 5, I Jackson is somebody you got to consider at the fifth one. I mean, Powell, I think Powell is the 4, but I like Powell more on special teams.
Yeah.
If one thing was proven before Powell and whoever we had at punt returner before, getting Powell saved that it solved the punt reception problem.
Yeah, the only
But
thing
he
I
proved
don't
that.
like about
Yeah,
Powell,
but
no tush push. Please stop doing that.
I'm gonna put
100% stop it.
You know, I figured out who made the tush push call, and I know this on authority. Donatel made that call from his retirement home up in northern North Carolina, and they thought it was the Donna shell, but it was the tush push. The problem is that when you have Webster trying to push Andre the Giant, it's just not going to work. So yeah,
He was pushing on
it
Charmin, but
happens.
yeah, it didn't go very far. It didn't do much. So.
That was about as no tush push. I completely concur with you
Well,
with
not just
that.
that.
Yes.
It was Nick Mullins too. I mean, it's like, come on, really?
Mullins missed the snap on the play too. It's like
Yeah.
halt, timeout. Like no, what was that? Man, that
It's
was about as
terrible.
interesting as that time that the Patriots had the guy. It was like the punt, and they had the guy with just the center and like Julian Edelman, and they were like trying to run a sneak, and the whole Colts defensive line was like, "What are we? Okay, let's stack them then." Okay, what was that? Like, what was that?
You want to something else? So one little stretch that I actually got a good signal on because I was up at the farm. I happened to see. So it was later on, right before JJ McCarthy was done with his last drive, but they had Justin Jefferson mic'd up for that
Yes.
portion of the game, right? So JJ got pressure through straight. It hit the ground. They ruled it incomplete. So it's a 4th and 4 or some shit like that. I don't remember, but they had Justin Jefferson on there. They lined up to go for it. They're like, well, you can't hear the play calling us at the same time, right? And he's like, no. Like, what do you think it would be? And he's like, well, I can tell you right now, if they're in man, it's already identified. I'm saying going vertical. 2 seconds later, they snap the ball. JJ vertical right down the center, first down, and that like the next 2 plays or whatever, he throws that second touchdown. JJ isn't just a great wide receiver. The dude is smart as fuck and can read a defense. I mean, I think the announcers couldn't even believe. He's like, hey, if it's me and I'm back there, this is what I'm seeing. He called it exactly what was going to happen.
Double touchdowns too.
Yeah. I mean, you got guys like that. And here's my point. You got a guy as smart as JJ or whatever. So you have Addison, you've got Jalen Naylor, you've got Tristan Jackson, you've got Brandon Powell. I think we're going to be in good shape on the wide receiving floor. And I honestly don't see Robert Tonyan making the team, and that's great because then I don't have to go back and erase 4 years worth of memes shitting all over him. But I don't know if Hawkins will be ready for week 1, but I'm fine with what we've got with Nick Muse, Johnny Munt, Josh Oliver, and then this wide receiving core moving forward. And I really think I don't know if we're going to see Aaron Jones or not. Boy, when the regular season
wouldn't.
that screen pass, watch out for that shit because that's a whole other option right there, right, guys?
Right.
Rob, my question to you though is this though too. Do you think before Robert Tonyan retires, do you think maybe he owes it to the history of the NFC North and Central to sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
I mean, he
So we
might
can
as
just
well.
go full circle.
I agree.
Go NFC North and NFC Central.
Let's
He's got to do it.
Yep, give him at least a 1-day contract and retire as a Buccaneer, so he just runs.
That's right. Or play with Aaron Rodgers again. I don't know. One or the other.
I'm also curious to see how the offensive line is going to hold up, pass protection wise, starting week 1. So
Do you honestly think Rodgers will play an entire year?
If he plays the whole quarter, that's money well spent by the Jets.
I don't see it.
I don't think he likes being there.
Hey, I think something's gonna happen. He's gonna follow in the footsteps of Brett.
Oh no.
I think he's going to end up in Nepal at a ayahuasca retreat, and he's going to fall off of Mount Everest. Or he's going to do some serious high ground stuff in Maui, and he will try and put out a forest fire, and that will be his doom.
That will do him in, yeah.
That
You
will
gotta
do
watch
him
out
in.
for them alligators down there too. I mean, if you're high on some shit and you see that alligator, it's like, hey,
Now,
it's
that's Florida.
Give me a pet. No.
That's Florida.
Oh, okay.
Maybe him and Tom Brady will have like celebrity all-star golf again, and he will be playing down here in Orlando somewhere and be playing Bay Hill, and all of a sudden a very large alligator will come out. And yeah, where is this conversation going? For God's sake,
I
what
don't
kind of
know.
podcast is this? Jesus.
I regret even bringing Aaron Rodgers up. I was just thinking there's no fucking way he makes it 17 games this year. But
Maybe him and Bakhtiari and him, maybe they can have a re-chugging contest at a Milwaukee Bucks game. Maybe they can have a beer chugging contest during the game again. I don't know.
Bakhtiari will win that fucker.
We went from football to Steve Irwin. What the hell, man?
I don't know.
Right? Hey, come on, no. It's Gator Boys. Remember, alligators in the United States. He's the crocodile hunter. Let's get this right.
That's right. He was a crocodile hunter. That's right.
Yeah.
Not a crocodile. It's an alligator.
Hey, crikey, look
Something wrong with it.
He's attempting to feed a crocodile.
Well, crocodile.
There's something wrong with that boy's medulla oblongata. I'll tell you that right now. There's something wrong with that medulla oblongata right now. I'll tell you what.
Hey, Rob, we'll bring Crocodile Dumb D on.
No.
You know what? That's a good idea for next show.
All right, let's get back on track here. It's going crazy.
What do you guys? How about the offensive line? That's my concern going into the regular season. Is how the offensive line is going to hold up, pass protection.
Interior offensive line. I mean, I like the fact that they're giving Brandel a chance, though. I think Brandel has deserved this chance to be the guy. And I would not. I know somebody is saying whether or not they should cut Dalton Rice. I'm like, no. You do not cut Dalton Reisner. That guy has started the NFL. You do not do it. And there wasn't any interest in him. So if he wanted to go somewhere, he would have been gone. But no, giving Brandel the shot at left guard is the right move. I think he could end up being that guy. So Brandel looks good. Ed Ingram is a problem, and Garrett Bradbury's health and his back make me nervous.
100%, we have got to do something, and it's probably not going to be this year. We have got to do something about center.
Interior line. Well, I like Juergens, Rob. I like Michael Juergens. Give that kid some time. I feel like he could be a guy that could step in. I'm a big fan of his.
Okay, that's fair.
Mainly because of the system of offense that he ran at Wake Forest. I don't know if you remember Sam Hartman, but they ran a really unique offensive system there that was totally out of nowhere. So he's got the intelligence to be able to do it. Give him a little bit of time.
I'm just saying, if our number one pick next year happened to be the best center in the draft, wherever we end up, I'm not going to be mad about it.
I don't want to take a center in the first round. I want Deion Walker, the huge defensive tackle from Kentucky.
Yeah,
6'6", 350.
Right,
give it to me.
We have not had a nose tackle since Linval Joseph left, and it'll be interesting to see how Flores MacGyver's through this year. I've got faith in the guy. We need one of them.
Go, Levi.
Hey, if Levi can do it, and Jerry Tillery can serve some kind of freaking purpose, more power to him. God bless him. You know.
Yeah. I don't think Kwesi's track record with reclaiming old first and second round picks at defensive tackles worked out well, though. They tried that with Ross Blacklock, and it didn't work. I'm not sure if Tillery's going to work either. But
yeah, you're right.
Anything else, Darren? What do we got? We got about 45 seconds.
Hey, I'm all for Levi making the team. But we have to, this coming up draft, we have to work on the defensive tackle position, and we have to work on the guard spot. Those are
Deion Walker, Tyler Booker. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
It all starts in the trenches.
Big uglies. Got to get uglier and bigger. Particular bigger. Garrett Bradley's the smallest center in football. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for jumping on. It's now at our 9 o'clock hour. We'll be back here next Saturday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is
And I'll be
all
ready
from
with
Skol Gang.
nail salon talk with Caleb Williams as well, too.
Take care from Skol Gang 365. Skol.
Skol, you
Go,
guys.
baby.
Oh.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and Eniacs. The nightly podcasts are Hallis Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skol Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports. Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails. NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hope you like all the shows.